That day began like many others I had lived through, ordinary, unremarkable, and filled with small errands that seemed to carry no weight. But sometimes, it's in those most ordinary moments that something quietly shifts your direction. Not dramatically, not loudly, just enough to change the way you see the world afterward. I had been told there was a dog. Not a pet. Not a companion. Just a dog. Over there, someone said, pointing toward a worn-out building at the edge of a small, cluttered yard. Locked inside. With the chickens. At first, I didn't think much of it. In places like this, animals were often kept however people found convenient. But something in the tone, casual, dismissive, made me walk a little faster. As I approached, I could already hear the tension before I saw it. A low, uncertain growl. The restless shifting of something alive but not at ease. "Don't go too close," the man shouted from behind me. "It'll bite you." I stopped just a few steps from the door. It was half open, just enough to let in a thin strip of light. Inside, shadows moved. "Let me see," I said. "You better take a stick," he replied. "If it bites you, that's not on me." I didn't take the stick. Instead, I stepped forward slowly, letting my presence settle into the space before I tried to enter it. Animals can sense fear, but they can also sense intention. When my eyes adjusted to the dimness, I finally saw him. He wasn't standing proudly. He wasn't guarding anything. He was simply there then, tense and unsure. His body looked larger than it was, but only because of his matted fur, clumped together in dirty knots that hid how little flesh remained beneath. He bared his teeth not out of aggression, but out of confusion. A warning learned from survival, not from instinct. "See," the man said. "He bites." But I shook my head. "No," I answered quietly. "He's scared." That was the truth of it. You could see it in his eyes, not anger, not hostility, but something deeper. Something that comes from being misunderstood too many times. "How long has he been here?" I asked. The man shrugged. "A while. Used to feed him with the chickens. Easier that way." "With the chickens," I repeated. "Yeah. Same food, same place. But lately, he started biting them. So I hit him. What else am I supposed to do?" I looked back at the dog. Of course he bit them. "He's hungry," I said. "No, he eats." "No," I corrected, "he survives." "That's not the same thing." There was a silence that followed, short, uncomfortable. "You want him?" the man asked suddenly. "Take him. 200. The number came out like it meant nothing. Like he was talking about an object, not a life. I let out a small breath. "He's not even healthy," I said. "Look at him. There's nothing on him but fur." "He used to be worse," the man replied. "At least now he eats better since I sold the chickens." I almost laughed, but there was nothing funny about it. "You were going to sell him anyway?" I asked. "Someone offered me 100 before," he said. "I didn't sell. But if you want him, give me 200. I'll buy some drinks." There it was. A life reduced to the price of alcohol. I stood there for a moment, not because I was hesitating, but because I was trying to understand how easily people can disconnect from responsibility. "If I don't take him," I asked, "what will you do?" "Sell him," he answered. "Or let the collectors take him." We both knew what that meant. I reached into my pocket. Not because I agreed with the price, but because sometimes, you don't argue when time is not on your side. "Fine," I said. "I'll take him." The man didn't say thank you. He didn't need to. To him, the transaction was complete. But to me, it was just beginning. I crouched down slowly, lowering myself to the dog's level. He watched me carefully, his body still tense, still unsure. "It's okay," I said softly. "You're coming with me." He didn't move at first. Then, slowly, cautiously, he stepped closer. Not because he trusted me, but because he didn't have any other choice left. When I reached out, he flinched, but he didn't bite. That told me everything I needed to know. He had been hurt, but he hadn't given up. And sometimes, that's the only reason something can still be saved. The ride back was quiet. He sat still, unsure of what was happening, unsure of where he was going. Every small movement made him tense, as if expecting something bad to follow. When we arrived, I didn't rush him. I let him step out on his own. The first thing I noticed in the light was just how bad his condition really was. His fur wasn't just dirty, it was tangled into thick, hardened clumps. His skin underneath showed signs of neglect. Scratches. Old wounds. Places where he had likely been hit. "You've been through a lot," I whispered. He didn't respond. But he didn't walk away either. That was enough. I filled a bowl with water and placed it in front of him. He stared at it. Then, slowly, he began to drink. Not quickly. Not desperately. Carefully. As if he wasn't sure it would still be there if he trusted it too much. After that, I brought food. This time, he didn't hesitate as long. But even as he ate, there was something different about him. He didn't guard the food. He didn't rush. He just ate. Quietly. Respectfully. Like it was something he had been missing for a long time, not just food, but the chance to eat without fear. Later, I began the process of cleaning him. It wasn't easy. The dirt had built up over time, layered into his fur like a second skin. The knots had to be cut carefully, piece by piece. Each movement had to be slow, deliberate. At one point, he let out a small whimper. "Almost done," I said gently. He stayed still. Didn't fight. Didn't resist. That kind of patience. It doesn't come from comfort. It comes from exhaustion. Hours passed. And slowly, the dog that had been hidden beneath all that neglect began to appear. When it was over, I stepped back and looked at him. He looked different. Not just cleaner. Lighter. As if something heavy had finally been taken off him. "Better?" I asked. He tilted his head slightly. And for the first time, his expression changed. Not fear. Not tension. Something softer. That night, as he lay down in a place that was warm, quiet, and safe, I realized something simple, but important. He had never been aggressive. He had never been a bad dog. He had just been a hungry dog. A lonely dog. A forgotten dog. And in a world that often moves too fast to notice these things, that's sometimes all it takes for a life to be misunderstood. I don't know what his life was before that day. I don't know how long he had been hungry. Or how many times he had been hit for trying to survive. But I know this. That day, for the price of a bottle, someone let him go. And for the rest of his life, he would never have to fight for a meal again.